Welcome back to County Talk. Today we're discussing age-friendly Sarasota with a focus on the county's built environment and infrastructure. I'm joined by Age-Friendly Sarasota's Dr. Kathy Black, Sarasota County Director of Parks, Recreation and Natural Resources, Carolyn Brown, and Kendra Keiderling with Sarasota County Area Transit. Thank you all for being here with me today.
Thank you.
So we're going to jump right back in with you, Dr. Black. What roles, could you explain what roles infrastructure and the built environment play into an age-friendly community? And also talk a little bit about why it's so important that we optimize our outdoor spaces.
Well, when we think about our daily lives, people interact in the areas right outside their homes, in their local communities. They're living in their homes. Many people prefer to age in place. They need access to get to needed services and goods. And so our outdoor spaces become very important. They need to be safe and accessible. People at a variety of reduced capacities may have problems in encountering sidewalks or steps, things like that. So they become very, very important to people. So safe and accessible environments are very, very important.
Well, it also sounds like parks play a very vital role as well. So, Carolyn, can you tell us a little bit about some specifics of age-friendly parks here in Sarasota County?
First of all, let me say we have an amazing park system, and we're constantly improving and adding amenities and different things that would enhance the user experience no matter what age a person is. And so things like accessible trails, things like exercise equipment that people can access outside and experience and keep them fit and healthy. Things like our activities and our special events that keep people engaged in the community. In fact, we even recently installed a mobility mat at the new refreshed Siesta Beach, and it has been a resounding success with allowing people of all abilities to come onto the sandy portion of the beach.
So it sounds like Sarasota County Parks really do welcome folks of all ages.
Absolutely.
Kendra, what are some things that older people find important when it comes to public transportation? What are some of the things that you all have found?
Well, our bus system is vital to Sarasota County. It really allows them to have their freedom to get around, to go to the beaches, to access the parks and the libraries. And we have all new buses that will be through next year, and they actually have low kneeling buses that go down for the elderly to get on the buses, as well as there's wheelchair accessible ramps on our buses. But we actually have, they can go all over Sarasota County from Venice, Northport, as far north as Bradenton area. We also have a SCAT Plus service, which is a door-to-door service. It's only $2.50 each way, and there is an application process for that, but it's fabulous for the elderly to be able to have their freedom to get around Sarasota County.
Now, you mentioned the SCAT Plus services. Are there any other services maybe that SCAT offers disabled riders or elderly riders?
Yes, well, we also have discounted fares. If you're 65 and older, it's only 60 cents each way, and if you're blessed to be 80 and over, it's free. And then this, as I mentioned, the SCAT Plus is an application service, but it's good for the disabled and some elderly that cannot drive any longer.
Great, great. Now, Dr. Black, this next question is for you, but Carolyn, I think it'd be great if you could jump in as well. What are some of the big aspirations or needs or wants that you've heard from residents regarding outdoor spaces?
Well, you know, we are in Florida, and we did hear an awful lot from the respondents who live in the community about the beautiful weather and the climate, and they actually did report that they would like to get access to the beach, and a boardwalk wasn't enough. So lo and behold, we had done the focus groups, and people were telling us that they want to have access to the beach, and then the mobility mat. And it was so important for you to do that for the community.
Right, right. It's excellent.
Well, how have people been reacting to some of these amenities and some of these features in all of our parks?
Outstanding reaction. People really use them and enjoy them. We recently engaged in our parks strategic master plan, and as a result of that, we learned that what people are looking for in parks are accessibility, being able to really engage, and restrooms and trails and exercise opportunities, so that they can continue to use the parks and feel healthy and stay active.
Dr. Black, kind of to bring things back to transportation, what are some things that you've heard from the community in terms of wants and needs and aspirations for transportation?
Yeah, transportation is a really big issue, and we heard everything from issues with transitioning from driving. We face about 10 years of not being able to drive in an auto-dependent society. So it's really a problem, and that honestly the government will never be able to solve all of the nation's transportation problems. We think of, remember the sectors that we talked about. Business will have a role to play. You've heard about Uber and Lyft. They're in our community. Nonprofits have a role to play in transportation. We have an independent transportation network and a variety of other organizations providing transportation. People providing transportation to their neighbors. So there's a role for everybody, and of course the very important role, and we did hear a lot about the wonderful affordable service, although there are limitations to the offering. Some people wanted to just go out for a ride or go out for an evening or something. So there are limitations, but this is why it's a community that involves multiple sectors.
Exactly, and we also offer travel training. So we'll actually bring a bus to a facility or any type of community, and then basically show them how to ride on the bus and make them feel comfortable with public transportation. Because most folks have used public transportation elsewhere in the country, and it's just makes them feel a little bit more comfortable.
So Kendra, what kind of reaction have you been getting from the public then to some of these services and amenities that you offer with SCAD?
Actually, it's overwhelming. We've started a training at our facility, and we're going around to different areas in the community, Northport and Venice, and folks are really engaged. We also did invite numerous other ITN and Lyft and other facilities to come to a Longboat Key Day, and all the facilities in the neighborhood folks came out and joined us, so it was quite welcomed.
So Dr. Black, it really sounds like you can't have one without the other. You can't have these wonderful parks and these wonderful amenities without a way to get there.
No, transportation is really central. People will tell you their world becomes smaller. Their world will change if they become isolated in their home, and then a whole range of issues will happen, depression, isolation, at risk of abuse by others. And so it's very important that people do have access to getting outside, and you know, the society was not designed for people of advanced ages and people living further out from being able to walk to needed goods and things like that. So it's a big issue for us.
Wow. Well, that's great information, guys. Thank you all for sharing that with me. Really appreciate it. To learn more about Sarasota County parks or to find your next Sarasota County area transit ride, visit scgov.net. Or you can always give the folks in our contact center a call at 941-861-5000. When we come back, we'll continue our infrastructure and built environment discussion with Alan Parsons from Planning and Development Services and Patterson Foundation Initiative Consultant Bob Carter. Stay with us.